Good day everyone, I am Dianah Dimaano and I will be presenting to you about the special services for construction projects. So what do we mean by special services? These are the services provided beyond the scope of basic services, which is required during the study, design, construction, and operation phases of a construction project, which may include investigations, reports, and activities. So these services in this profession include number 1, geotechnical engineering, including test borings, sampling and analysis, and recommendation of soils. Geotechnical engineering is the study of the behavior of soils under the influence of loading forces and soil-water interactions. Also, test borings is the drilling of the ground to get soil samples. So this is a type of geologic engineering test to determine the capability of the soil or the strength and properties of a required building foundation. So by this means, nakakakuha tayo ng soil samples. Tapos yung soil samples naman na yun, gagamitin yun for sampling and analysis and also for the recommendation on soils. Number 2, we have here is the establishment of design criteria or demonstrate compliance. And to realize this, there is a need for special studies, tests, and process determinations. Number 3 is the surveying works. We have here land surveys, establishment of boundaries and monuments, preparation of easement descriptions, and related computations and drawings. So, yung boundaries po na ito and monuments is also known as muhon. It is a marker that determines the boundary of your land property. Kung makikita nyo po dito sa picture na to, ito po yung tinatawag na muhon. Yan po ang nagdedetermine kung hanggang saan lang tayo allowed na mag-build ng ating property. We also have engineering and topographic surveys, and it is done for design and construction. Number 4 is the shop, mill, or laboratory inspections of the materials and equipment. Number 5 is the reproduction of reports, drawings, specifications, and documents required for bidding and construction beyond the numbers specified in the basic services agreement. So, what do we mean by construction bidding? Construction bidding. It is the process of submitting a tender by the contractor to the client as a proposal to conduct or manage a particular construction project. So, the bidding process is a vital part of a construction project, for it allow or enables firms and companies to hire contractors. So, itong construction bidding na to, sila yung nag-help sa mga firm or companies para makakuha ng mga contractors or makapag-hire sila ng mga contractors na tutulong sa kanilang construction projects. So, number 6 is the extra travel and subsistence. So, this one is described as the cost of spending on business travel, meals, hotels, trainings, etc. And in this case, since it is for engineering, extra travel and subsistence is defined by the agreement of engineering services. And number 7 is the value engineering, including review of the work of other engineers, either within the same organization or in other firms, to determine whether a proposed solution is optimum, and if not, to suggest a better approach for meeting the project's functional and financial criteria. And number 8, we have redesign to reflect changes by the client. So, for an example for this is redesigning a part of a blueprint. So, yung pag-redesign na yon, it is maybe changes necessitated by the clients, or it is necessitated by the client's acceptance of substitutions proposed by the contractor. Meaning, ito yung nagre-redesign tayo para ma-reflect yung changes na gusto ng ating client or na gusto ng contractor, pero dapat meron siyang meron dapat siyang approval from the client. So, we also have number 9, which is the assistance to client as an expert witness in litigation. So, what do we mean by an expert witness? So, an expert witness is a person with specialized skill sets whose opinion may help a jury make sense of a factual evidence of a case. So, in this case, yung mga expert witness dito, syempre yung construction engineering. Civil engineers or structural engineers. Yung engineer na kasama dun sa construction project. So, number 10 is the final investigation, involving detailed consideration of operation, maintenance, and overhead expenses. Preparation of final rate schedules and earning and expense statements, appraisals, valuations, and material audits or inventories required for certification of force account construction performed by the client or for extra work done by the contractor. Number 11 is the preparation of documents for public works. Number 12 is the lot planning and partitioning activities. So what do we mean by partitioning activities? By the word itself, it is dividing or separating areas. So number 13 is the environmental assessment and impact statements. So this is done to protect our environment then. It is the purpose of this environmental impact assessment studies to establish existing baseline conditions in the project area and to proactively assess the potential impacts and associated impacts of the proposed project on the project area. So, dapat syempre nakalagay yun sa paperworks natin na na-assess yung environmental aspect para sa construction project natin. Number 14 is the detailed studies to meet special conditions encountered during construction. So, these special conditions means any additional conditions of contract agreed between the parties. So, yung sinasabi dito, pwedeng mga request na associated din between the client and the contractors. Number 15 is the assistant to the client, the selection and engagement of contractors and subcontractors. Number 15 is the same to number 9, which is the assistance to client as an expert witness in litigation. What I mean by this is yung isa pang service na binibigay is yung assistance din for the selection naman and engagement of contractors and subcontractors. Number 16 is the assessment of the project's ability. A project assessment is an end-to-end analysis of a project's ability. Number 17, which is the last one, is the computer simulation and modeling. Computer simulation is the process of mathematical modeling performed on a computer which is designed to predict the behavior or the outcome of a real world or physical system. Since in this case we have construction projects, we have a construction simulation, which is the science of developing and experimenting with computer-based representations of construction systems to understand their underlying behavior. So that's all. That's the 17 special services for construction projects. And thank you for listening.